It's Miss Denise from Aram Public Library, and welcome to Cuisine for Kiddos. Today our recipe is Raspberry Lemon Mini Tarts. And let me show you what we're going to need to make these. We will need raspberries, fresh raspberries already washed, lemon curd. The recipe called for about a cup. Now, this was a little bit less than a cup, but I think it'll be all right. Whipped cream, 1 cup. Now, I did buy heavy whipping cream and whip it myself, but I don't see why you couldn't use Cool Whip in this recipe. 1 egg beaten, and some powdered sugar for garnish. A sheet, 2 sheets of puff pastry. 2 sheets are what come in a package like this. So let's get started. My hands are washed, counters wiped off. I'm ready to go. So the first thing I'm going to do is to sprinkle just a little bit of flour on my counter and take out one of the puff pastry sheets. Now, when you buy these at the store, they are frozen. I found it's best to thaw them in the fridge overnight. That works really well for me. So I'm taking the puff pastry sheet out and just spreading it on the counter and kind of pressing down on the creases. There, now it won't stick. And I am ready to brush this with a scrambled egg. I'm going to use a biscuit cutter on this, and my biscuit cutter is about 1.5 inches. If you only have a larger one, I bet that you could use that, and instead of using mini muffin tins, you could use regular muffin tins. Okay, looks good. Now I'm ready to use my biscuit cutter. And I should get about 15 or 16 out of this sheet of puff pastry. Okay. Now, the recipe did not call for greasing the mini muffin tins, and I did do a little practice. I baked some ahead of time so that they'd be ready to fill, and they didn't stick. Alright, I'm ready to put these into the muffin tins. I'm just going to do a few of these so that you get the idea. Now I'm going to push them down with my fingers. And to keep the puffing down a little bit, I'm going to poke them with a fork. I found that when I baked mine, even though I poked them with a fork, they still puffed up about this much. So as soon as they come out of the oven, they will be puffed up really high. You take a spoon and push them down right away so that they look like this and are ready to fill. Okay, so these, I think it was 16 pastry cups are going to go into a 400-degree oven for about 12 to 15 minutes. Just watch them until they get nice and golden brown. Okay, so that's the first step. Now we're ready to make the filling. This is a little less than a cup of the lemon curd. And so I'm going to put that in a bowl. Get it all up because it's really good. And because I had not quite a cup of the lemon curd, I'm going to do not quite a cup of the whipping cream. And as I said, I think if you wanted to, you could use Cool Whip instead of the whipping cream. Okay, that's a little bit less than a cup of the whipping cream. So in it goes. And mix. And it will be a nice light lemony color when it's all combined and look nice and smooth. And you want to be a little bit gentle so you don't make the whipping cream lose its fluff. Okay, that's looking nice and smooth. So now I'm ready to fill my cups. I'm going to take a smaller spoon and fill them. And to garnish on top, my washed raspberries. And I put them on a paper towel so they'd have a little time to dry. Oh, they look so pretty. And garnish with a bit of powdered sugar. Now, if you don't have one of these fancy things, you can just use a strainer to put the powdered sugar on. There we go. All ready to serve. If you're not going to serve them right away, I would suggest just filling them and leaving the raspberries and powdered sugar until you're ready to serve. But store them in the fridge. All right, I hope you enjoyed this recipe. See you next time. Bye.